Hello there and welcome back. It's January and it's cold. So we're heading out to Quartzsite, Arizona to go to Kofa NWR and to check out Crystal Hill. 5 miles north of Quartzsite is the Plamosa Road BLM camping area where we set up camp. While Ryan and I were setting up camp, looked like Miko had plans of his own. He summoned a friend over to hang out with him by the fire. I really enjoy this Plamosa Road north of Quartzsite. It's almost exactly 5 miles out of town. You can camp here for free up to 14 days. And if you're close to the 95, you will get cell signal, but the farther you go in, the signal drops pretty quick. Ryan keeps stoking that fire because, you know, we have to get the coals nice and hot because, you guessed it, we're going to be having some cowboy baked potatoes for dinner tonight. And then he said he brought a surprise. It's in that pot. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, but we will find out soon enough. And there it is, his homemade chili. Well, while he's cooking up a storm, I sat down with some genuine imported from Iowa popcorn for a snack. And boy, did it get dark quick. This is only a 30-minute time lapse. And it just got pitch black dark. But it was beautiful. And here's our cowboy baked potatoes, cooking on them hot coals. Man, they're always so fluffy. It's amazing. And here's our finished product. We got homemade chili on top of our baked potato with a little Fritos. And boy, was it getting cold. So I'm a big old wimp, so I hooked up the diesel heater for me. And before you know it, we blinked, and the sun was coming up. Unreal. While I started packing up the camp, Ryan started on breakfast, and I was walking around, and something dawned on me as I was looking at the rocks. Do you think rocks can get sunburnt? Because look at this. The tops of the rocks are all dark, and what was underground until these last rainstorms came through, they're all light. It's kind of interesting, huh? What a thought. Anyway, Ryan's whipping up the breakfast, and it looks like he's making, oh, here we go, corned beef, hash, and eggs. Could be no better way to start off a morning while you're camping than that breakfast. Yummy. Once we finished up breakfast, we jumped in the truck and headed on out to Crystal Hill. Now this is a place where you can actually collect crystals legally, and Ryan is a big old rock hound, so that's the reason for this trip. So Crystal Hill is in the Kofa National Wildlife Refuge. About 8 miles south of Quartzsite on Highway 95 will be a dirt road turnoff that'll take you to Kofa NWR. It's another 6 or so miles on this dirt road that'll take you to the base of Crystal Hill. Along the dirt road to Crystal Hill, you'll see a lot of no camping signs, but once you arrive, there are primitive campsites right there at the base of Crystal Hill. Once you park, you'll see Crystal Hill. There is a huge wash you have to cross across from the parking area to get to the base of the hill. The hill is covered with a lot of shale and slippery rocks, and there's a lot of people there hunting around. There are a few rules. You cannot bring any tools or picks or anything, which makes it quite difficult to try and dig them out. But if you're clever, you can use other rocks to dig them out. Ryan took no time climbing up that hill to look for some crystals. Crystal Hill is the only area within the refuge where recreational rock or mineral collecting is permitted. Quartz crystals are hidden in the washes and on the rocky slopes of Crystal Hill, making this an ideal location for rock hounding or collecting. Along the path to the top of the hill, you'll see little caves. I think these are more of places where people were digging out the crystals. Now they're everywhere, but they're not the crystals you are imagining you might think of. They're more of the milky white crystals. But on occasions you can find a nice crystal clear one. But it takes a lot of time and a lot of work to find them. I think this area has been molded through over the years so much that the good, nice ones are buried deep. It was fun spending the morning hunting around for crystals, and on the way out, concerned about this no camping and no hiking 100 yards from the main road until I came across this almost at the exit or the entrance, and then I figured it out. This huge sign was telling what was going on. Apparently on the road to Crystal Hill is a lot of unexploded ordnances from when the military was here for the test range, and that's why you have to stay on that road. Lesson learned. Take note. Read all the signs before you enter an area. Once we hit Highway 95, we headed north at 8 miles to Quartzsite, and we thought, well, let's go check out the Showcase Rock and Gem Show swap meet. And we've been doing this for a few years now, and every year when we get there, yeah, it just seems to be smaller and more commercialized, and it's just so crowded, and it's the same old thing over and over again, and the winds were picking up, so we just got in the truck and started heading home. Can you guess where we ended up for our last night? If anyone watches my video, you probably have a pretty good idea. Yes, we went to the one and only Giant Rock. What a great staging area to get home without the traffic the next morning. And I just enjoy this area so much. There's so much here to just hike around and look at. Especially if you're traveling with a rock hound. There's a lot of rocks for him to go look at. And it was quite entertaining watching him build this fire. We had gotten some really good dense firewood. Nevertheless, we got the wood chopped, we got the fire going, and we had cowboy baked potatoes once again because they're just so doggone good. Whew. And cowboy steaks cooked right on the campfire. It was a really fun trip, and I guess until next time, love you, Mom.